1,000 paper dragon kites slowly swam in the relaxing breeze, attached to magical string. The string, I have been told, is made from a fibrous hempen plant grown by halfling people in the counties of Interlaken. This fibrous cord is extremely durable. A single cord of it could be used to hold the weight of 2 Luxos, without even a hint of breaking or fraying. This amazing fiber naturally draws in air mana, which can be funneled and stored for powering the ship. Even now, I can still remember my first day on the airship Halfbeak. The breeze fluttering, causing the manor sails and kites to glow with their electric blue light. If one has an eye for the arcane, you can almost see the air mana being sucked in and down through the cables and into the great hulk of an engine at the heart of the ship. The spinning rings of the gyroscope visible from topside as the ship's navigator ordered the 2 young sailors as they manipulated the control sphere that seemed to act as the ship's helm. The whirling as the main engine fully engaged follows shortly by the 2 engines at the rear of the ship. All the while, a team of what must have been engineers and mechanics scurrying around, checking and double-checking things I had no hope of understanding. From where I sat, the act of taking off looked like an insanely complex dance ran by the captain, but overseen by the navigator, an impassive half-elf named Lieutenant Galeth, at the helm, and the head engineer, a stern-looking dwarf by the name of Lieutenant Commander Bergstrom, who was currently located within the very air engine itself, walking between the rings as they spun around in a pattern that seemingly he controlled. The captain, a strong-looking deep gnome named Captain Flucky, gave the order to cast off. The order was carried out quickly by his crew, consisting mostly of a race I had never seen before. A bear-like race, with the intellect of a man, their fur an interesting pattern of black and white. Intimidating from afar, even more so up close. Not in that angry, bestial sort of way, but they had a look of a creature that would not enjoy causing you great pain. They would not enjoy it very soon if you did not do as they requested. I was informed by my mentor Cyrus, who was still accompanying me on these travels as part of my bardic training, that these were the Pandam people, an offshoot of the bugbear race who, over many generations of mental training and spiritual enlightenment, were able to curb and eventually completely negate their origin race's basic animalistic instincts. Ashrams, gongs, and monasteries all house more than a few Pandam monks, some of which being founded by them as safe havens from the world. The captain gave his order, up bubble 10 degrees. The young helmsman repeated the order back, his voice betraying his nervousness. As the young man moved to carry out the orders, straining to manipulate the magic of the control sphere, Cyrus and I witnessed Lieutenant Gallant reach a hand out, touching the boy's shoulder. Me, noticing the officer whispering something to his helmsman, I smirked as I saw the familiar magical signature of a bard at work. Soon enough, the outboard motors began to thrum, and we slowly lifted higher and higher into the air. Eventually, the lieutenant looked approvingly at his sailor, who reported the current altitude at 100 feet. The deep thrum of the air engines died down to a low harmonic tone, and I noticed every sailor around me let out a deep breath of relief. We were flying. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of DM's University. Today we are discussing the difference between homebrewing and reflavoring. More importantly, so because we have examples of homebrewing in my other series called The Cauldron, really getting into what reflavoring is. First, a definition of both. Homebrewing, simply put, is creating something new in D&D. Example of this would be the red tree ant monsters that we created in that episode of The Cauldron, and also the beaver folk. Completely new creations, completely new options for DMs and for characters. Another example would be creating a new type of spell or a new magic item. These are all examples of homebrew. Reflavoring is different. Reflavoring, you're not creating anything new, though that might kind of be the end result. The example, the Pandam people. The Pandam people are not a race in D&D, but you can play as them. There's literally no reason you can't. It's completely an option in D&D as far as the rules go. All they are is the bugbear race reflavored to look like pandas. What does reflavoring mean? It means you're taking the rules and just looking at them a different way. You're not doing anything mechanically to the race. Sure, you might be changing the alignment from a chaotic evil to a chaotic neutral or a lawful neutral or whatever you decide, but you are not changing any of the mechanics of the actual creature. You are just changing how it looks and changing some backstory to fit how you want to play this character. Yes, Bugbear is a race you can play. There is no reason why you can't decide your Bugbear looks like a panda. There's no reason why this panda can't know Kung Fu. Make it a monk. There's no reason why this panda might sound really cool. Why wouldn't it? And says things like skadoosh. Yes, we're talking about Kung Fu Panda. There's also no reason why your Tabaxi monk, which is the cat race in D&D, can't look like a tiger. I think you're seeing where I'm going here, hopefully. As long as what you're changing or what you're trying to do with your character is not changing anything mechanically about the character class or race or what have you, your DM should allow it. Maybe they don't always because they have kind of an idea of what they want, but that's something you should discuss with your DM. Additionally, other examples of reflavoring. Spells. Now, there are character classes that allow you to change the damage types of spells. But it's always in a very in the moment kind of way. You can decide, hey, my character is an ice sorcerer and she only uses ice magic. Can we reflavor Firebolt, the cantrip Firebolt, to do ice, to do a different type of damage? There's no reason you can't do that as long as you're okay with the idea that that now does a different type of damage and you can't change it back. There's a very common saying in D&D for DMs, which is, yes, but. Yes, I will allow this, but some sort of caveat. Or, at some point there's also a level of, yes, but I reserve the right to tell you no later if I decide that this is unfair to the other players. The point is, we're all here to have fun, guys. So if you want to make Poe the Kung Fu Panda, there's no reason you can't do this. And it's in the game. It's built into the game to be able to do this. So until next time, remember, again, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know if you like these short stories that I've been doing, guys. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work to come up with these short stories, usually on the fly, within the last hour before posting a video. Until next time, though, wishing you all 1d10 worth of inspiration.